Yo, man. Busy, man. Busy, man. Look, when that shit drop, you step all the way on their neck. Step on their neck and their head with that shit.
Friday, I ain't show no mercy. We gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel. I got time to kill. Haters thought I died. I survived. They don't know how I did it. Got it out the mud. Straight to glory. They don't know how I feel. He nice, but he don't show them skills. How I show them skills. He ride, but he don't work the wheel. How I work the wheel. They mad. Up to solid circle tight. Yeah, vacuum seal. No, they want my life. I ain't worried. I got right for real. I got real soldiers. Kill folk, nigga. Watch yourself. They say you been in beast mode lately. You is not yourself. When you dropping that fire, precious marriage, they inquiring. They can't stop what's coming, but I see them conspire. Cross the line, them firing. This bitch here, finna break the spin on kindness. I don't trust you, circle small. You can keep your features. Me and my niggas don't keep no secrets. And it feel like Jeepers Creepers. Say they want some smoke, dog. So I brought these chimney sweeps. Coming like we coming, you can't even count. These niggas don't run it like we run it. Bitch, don't even start. Bitch, I'm with my niggas till the end, till them do us part. If you wanna leave, you can leave, bitch. Bless your heart, find it. I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel. I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it. Got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel. He nice, but he don't show them skills. How I show them skills. He ride, but he don't work the wheel. How I work the wheel. Ooh, I got a man, circle tight, yeah, back and seal. I heard they want my life. I ain't worried, I got rate for real. Take over in effect, yeah, I'm fully focused. You might not see it on me, just know it's women, that bitch fully loaded. Yeah, we up and rolling. Told them I need major motion. Nigga, I'm joking. I'ma school them niggas like they baby Jody. Got it out the dust, now I'm too clean, don't know why they hate me. What you want out life, dog? Guns and butter, baby boy. UPK top, dog. Certified road runner. I'ma turn that E-Line into a damn tank. I got choppers stashed in that attic like they Air Frank. They had that shit on lock till I snapped on them like bolt cutters. You cannot play both sides, gotta choose your colors. See, I'm throwing that one up with that W, that's my blood, bro. Fine in. I ain't show no mercy, I'm gonna show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel. I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it. Got it out the dust, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel. He nice, but he don't show the skills. How I show the skills. He ride, but he don't work the wheel. How I work the wheel. Ooh, I got a man, circle tight, yeah, back and seal. Said they want my life. I ain't worried. I got rate for real.
All right. Clap it up. All right, it's the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General YAHANNA. It is Monday, the history breakdown class, where we break it down line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little. We almost done, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We only got 3 more chapters. 3 more chapters in Genesis, and we out of there. We are in Genesis 48. Basically picking up where Joseph is, lord over the land under Pharaoh. He didn't had an acquisition of all assets in the known world of Canaan. You understand? All of the gold and the silver, all of the cattle, all of the land, and then he acquired all of the people as well. So, and last class was a very important class because we aligned it with today's times, right? So the reason why it's so important to understand a famine is because a famine is a depression or a fall in society, right? And it is important for you to know and recognize the signs of a fall in society. That way you are always prepared and you understand the signs of the times, because the same things that happened then are happening now. Okay. Remember, the first thing that went was the money, right? As we see now, as we mentioned last class, money is worthless, right? Because of all of the constant inflation that they've had to do to try and keep up and pump up the dollar to keep up with the debt. And as we brought out in the previous class, this country ain't been free or above or at board since 1835. So we have been living in a perpetual state of slavery, uh, and in not even indentured servitude. It's just flat out slavery for over 129 years, and for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you just never been free, never. You know what I'm saying? Ever. So you have to know the pattern, because if you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it. In every society that has fallen, no matter if it was Egypt, the Persian and the Medes, Syria, Babylon, uh, Greece, Rome, whatever society that failed, the first thing that began to fail was the money, right? And then when the money began to fail, then people are just worried about poverty and trying to survive. So, then the livestock, that was the currency, or crops or agriculture, that was the currency, right? So, and then what fails after that? You know what I'm saying? People try and trade every little thing when they don't have anything else. You know what they sell last? Themselves. You know what I'm saying? You see it in today's society, because what is the number one currency today? Likes, hearts. You understand? That is the number one currency today. People don't have any money. You know what I'm saying? So they found out they can make money by putting themselves on the screen and selling themselves. It's just changed in different forms. All right. So we are living in a perpetual state of famine right now, because the United States, also known as Babylon, is about to fall. And you need to know what's going on to be able to predict what's going to happen. All right. We are currently in Genesis 48. Before we start Genesis 48 and 1, I want to start off with Isaiah 48 and 9. Let me go there with you. Isaiah 48. All right. Do I want to start at verse 8? No, you can start at verse 9. Isaiah 48 and 9.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 48, verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
For my name's sake will I defer mine anger,
Mm-hmm.
and for my praise I will refrain for thee.
So, even in today's time, right, the Lord is deferring his anger, just like he deferred his anger in Joseph's time, right? So, how did he defer his anger in Joseph's time? He gave Joseph the vision of what would eventually happen. So that way he can not only save himself, but save his family, right? And he did it for his name's sake, so that he will get the glory. All right. And the same thing is happening now. Like, the Lord is trying to give everyone an opportunity. Can't nobody say that they don't know that there's a prophecy that Christ is supposed to come back and the sky is supposed to crack open with angels as far as the eye can see and chariots as far as the eye can see. No one on earth today can say that they've never heard that. As crazy as it sounds to people out there. You understand? And the Lord is trying to give you an opportunity for his name's sake. You understand? And like the children of Israel, like the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, we're the Josephs, we're the Noahs. You know what I'm saying? We're telling people things that sound completely asinine. Sounds like that we've been smoking peyote, and we've been hallucinating. Like y'all believe in fairy tales. Y'all really think the sky gonna crack open and a black man gonna come out of there with a full gray hair and gray beard and eyes and light of fire with a whole bunch of black angels. You understand? With a whole bunch of unidentified flying objects to save so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Get off the gas, bro. Don't nobody care about us. You understand? This is the mindset that the Lord is trying to give you time for his name's sake. Keep reading.
And from my praise I will refrain for thee, that I cut thee not off. Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction.
So this has been Joseph's entire story. This has been Israel's entire story. This has been blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans' entire story. We have lived in a perpetual state of famine for the greater part of 500 years now. You understand? And the Lord is doing this to refine us. He wants to get the best of all of us. That's why we are constantly going through a state of poverty. That's why we're constantly going through a state of Sandra Bland, Tamir Rice, Philando Castile, George Floyd, Emmett Till. What's the new lady that just got knocked off by the police for calling on the name of Jesus? Yeah, Sandra Massey. You understand? Like, bro, like it is a constant bludgeoning. You understand? And the crazy thing is, it's unwarranted. You understand? And the reason why they are getting away with it is because we are not accessing our power. And the Lord is just going to keep refining us. Okay, you didn't like that, great. We just going to go to another layer. It's going to keep scraping down until we get all the mold off of the cheese, and then we got the best grade of the cheese. You understand? We're going to have to get down to the center, down to the core. We're going to have to get all of this foulness off. You understand? Nobody wants to stand up. Nobody wants to do the right thing. Okay, we're going to shave another layer. So each layer that's shaved is another generation. You understand? And it's going to get to a point to where, like it says in the scripture, where the Lord is going to send Christ, because if he doesn't, there's not going to be anyone left to save. Keep reading.
For mine own sake, even for mine own sake, will I do it.
You understand? And he's doing this so that he can get the glory. You understand? The Lord got the glory when Joseph spoke to Pharaoh, and he said, the only reason why I'm able to interpret this dream is because it is of the Lord. And anything of the Lord, only the Lord can interpret it. So Pharaoh praised him for every interpreting the dream. He's okay, well, that's what your spirit say. We're going to do what your spirit say to do. You understand? That's how we got to be. Even when we're at our lowest point, when the world is about to fall apart, we have to be solid. You understand? in order for the Lord to get the glory. And in the Lord getting the glory, guess what? You're going to get glory. You're going to get a crown of glory. You understand? You're going to have stories to regale your family and friends with. Y'all going to laugh about times that y'all been attacked by demons. You know what I'm saying? Times that y'all didn't almost somebody didn't threaten y'all life and had a gun in y'all face and you just laughed at them and the thing just jammed and it just kept jamming and kept jamming every time they tried to click it because you knew the power that you had. You understand? But in order to do that, you got to do the small things. And the first thing you got to do is have faith. You understand? Second thing you got to do, you got to be able to listen. Then after you listen, you got to be able to observe. And then after all of these things, you have to do everything that you have been taught and everything that you have observed in line in accordance with your faith. That is how Joseph was able to survive hell. And that's the only way we're going to be able to survive hell, because it's about to get bad. All right? Keep reading.
For how shall my name be polluted?
Mm-hmm.
And will I not give my glory unto another?
You understand? So the Lord he said, in Isaac is my seed called. You understand? So he's not going to give his glory to another nation. He's not going to give his glory to the Ashkenaz. He's not going to give his glory to the Sephardics. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to give his glory to the Zionists. You understand? He's not going to give his glory to the Scientologists. He's not going to give his glory to the 7-day saints, the Baptist, the Catholic, you understand, the Lutheran. He's not going to give his glory to Islam. You understand? He's already has his elect. He already has his chosen. So he's not going to give his glory to another. So we got to see the story through. You know what I'm saying? We can't, okay, I'm over this chapter. I'm going to sit this next chapter out. You can't do it. You understand? Because all you doing is you prolonging the story. You understand? The moment you settle into your character, settle into your job, whether you're antagonist, protagonist, you understand, background character, or the main character, supporting actor or supporting actress, or main actor or main actress. But the crazy thing is, we the main actors and actresses in this story, but you keep playing these supporting roles because you don't want to have to carry the franchise. You don't want the weight and the burden of carrying the franchise because you afraid of flopping at the box office when the story was built around you the whole time. You know what I'm saying? It's like the Marvel Cinematic Universe banking their entire house on Robert Downey Jr. You know what I'm saying? That's the Lord with the children of Israel. But you wanna be I don't know, Rhino, you know what I'm saying, which is like some subpar villain in Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even the main villain that you remember. Don't nobody remember Rhino. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So why do you want to keep playing these subpar roles when the Lord has made and built the stage for you to shine? He said that he's not going to give his glory to another. He gave Joseph that vision when he was a child. And he played his role all the way through as an adult. No matter how hard it got, no matter how hard the debt was stacked against him, you understand? No matter how low the chips got, he never lost his faith. He never cursed God. Keep reading.
Hearken unto me, O Jacob and Israel, I called.
Say that again.
Hearken unto me, O Jacob and Israel, my call.
His what?
My call.
His what?
My call.
His what?
My call.
See, it's a very interesting choice of words. That called word. You understand? Matter of fact, Sapar, give me the scripture. Give me give me Matthew 22 and 14, Sapar. And nephew, you hold what you got. I want you to read that real quick. Grab the mic. You got a mic back there, huh? All right, cool. Yeah, go ahead.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 22 and verse 14. For many are called.
Start at 13.
Come verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
Then said the king to the servants, bind him hand and foot, and take him away, and cast him into outer darkness.
Mm-hmm.
There should be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 14. For many are called, but few are chosen.
Say that one more time.
For many are called, but few are chosen.
What you have to understand is if you're an Israelite, everybody is called. You understand? But you can be called to do something, but refuse to answer the phone. How many times do y'all see that bill collector calling y'all phone? Or how many times y'all get that notification on your phone called scam likely? You understand? It just ring over and over all day, different number, different fake corporation, but it say scam likely every time. But instead of a scam likely, what if that phone call said the Lord, the Lord, the Lord, the Lord, the Lord keep calling you, the Lord keep calling you. You see it every day, the Lord, the Lord, the Lord, and then one day the phone just stopped ringing, and you just talk with friends. Man, you know what? I ain't got a call from the Lord in a while. And then you look around, like, man, I ain't seen them brothers out on the corner in a while. Then you go online, man, they ain't posted any live streams in a while. There was a volcano eruption in Mexico. There was a tsunami in California. There's another tsunami about to hit New York. There's a Category 5 hurricane about to hit the Gulf Coast. You out of there. Because you refuse to answer the call. You understand? It says, Jacob, Israel, my called. All of you are called. You understand? Go ahead, support.
Salaka, if I may, sir, like when you say call, like I guess for anybody that's listening, when you say call, does that mean like actually making that step and coming in fellowship with your brothers and sisters?
No, it's no. It's okay. It's like this, right? It's like when you're born, okay, and like let's say when you turned 13 and you became a teenager, your father came to you and told you you have a trust fund of $1 billion, but you'll only get it when you turn 45. And in order to get it, you have to keep all of these laws, statutes, and commandments. And if you do not keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, you understand, you don't get this $1 billion. You understand? And it's not hard not to break the law. Ain't that what the scripture says?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not grievous. You know what I'm saying? Which means it's not hard not to lie. It's not hard not to steal. It's not hard not to covet your neighbor's wife. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard not to commit murder. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard not to eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. It's not hard to keep the high holy days instead of these unholy holidays. The crazy part is everything that is unholy is a caveat and an opposite polarization of what holy you're supposed to keep. You understand? Like, supposed to keep Passover. Instead of keeping Passover, what you celebrate? Easter.
East.
You know what I'm saying? You feel me?
Right.
Like, we got the memorial of the blowing of the trumpets. What do they have? Memorial Day. You know what I'm saying? We got the Day of Atonement. What they got? Ramadan. You understand? Like, everything that we have holy that you're supposed to keep, they have an unholy caveat, and in 9 times out of 10, it lines up with one of their unholy days. Every single time. And it's to give you a fork in the road to make you decide, am I going to serve the world or am I going to serve the God, or I'm going to serve the God of my fathers? You understand? The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That is how this is set up. It's almost like a video game. Like, you got the main quest, but in the game, you got all of these side missions to get coins to build like different guilds and stuff in forges. You understand? And you so focused on the side quests, the side missions, that you done forgot about the main quest to finish the game. Like, you so caught up in multiplayer mode and playing with everybody and showing everybody that you better than them that you done forgot the main purpose of the game, to finish the game. You understand? That is the whole purpose. To finish the game, to finish the story. Like, in all of these games, nobody wants to play the story mode. You want to know why? Because they say it's too hard. They rather get lost in side missions, distracted. You understand? Instead of finishing the quest. But many are called, but few are chosen, because nobody, I'm not going to say nobody, but very few people have the discipline to finish and see the quest through. The scriptures say, wide is the gate to destruction and narrow is the way to life. All right. Keep reading where you at, Malakia. Verse 12 in Isaiah 48.
Hearken unto me, O Jacob and Israel, my called. I am he. I am the first. I also am the last.
Hold on.
My check.
There we go. All right, read one more time.
Hearken unto me, O Jacob and Israel, my called. I am he. I am the first. I also am the last. Mine hand also hath laid the foundation of the earth, and my right hand hath spanned the heavens.
Drop down to 14.
Verse 14. All ye assemble yourselves.
Did it say some of y'all?
All ye.
A couple.
All ye.
I would love it if it was the whole world. You know what I mean? If it was all of the world of Israel. But does it just say the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge?
All ye.
You understand? Because like we are like Paul, all hope is that all of Israel will be saved. You understand? Like, what is Commanding General YAHANNA? Commanding General YAHANNA has a open edict for all of the camps to come back home. You understand? Let's sit down at the table. Let's figure this out. You understand? It's a standing invitation that no one has answered because he understands what this scripture just said. Read it again.
All ye assemble yourselves and hear which
and do what?
And hear.
And do what?
And hear.
Remember I told you the first step in anything to do, following the Lord, you got to do what?
And hear.
You have to hear. You have to listen. Keep reading.
Which among them hath declared these things.
You understand? Just like Joseph. Joseph had a vision and he told it to his brothers and to his fathers, and they did not hear him. He declared these things to them and they did not hear him. They played him for a joke. They called him crazy, just like they did Christ, just like they did Noah. You understand? And that's what they're going to do to you. When you come to them preaching this truth, preaching what they need to do, you understand? So we can get up out of here. They're gonna call you crazy. Oh, you in a cult. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's not my Jesus. You understand? They're gonna tell you, they're gonna call you everything but a child of God. And it's gonna come from people that's supposed to be followers of God. You understand? Keep reading.
The Lord hath loved them. I was like, love him.
Mm-hmm.
He will do his pleasure on Babylon.
He will do what?
His pleasure on Babylon.
Uh-huh.
And his arm shall be on the Chaldeans.
The Lord loves his chosen. Everybody is called, but you have to make the choice to be chosen, and it is hard work. You're going to go through hell to prepare you for the famine to come, because the Lord is going to do his pleasure on Babylon, just like he did on Egypt. And America is spiritual Egypt and Sodom. All right, let's go to Genesis 48:1.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 48, verse 1. And it came to pass after these things that one told Joseph, Behold, thy father is sick.
Mm-hmm.
And he took with him his two sons, Manasseh and Ephraim. And one told Jacob, and said, Behold, thy son Joseph cometh unto thee. And Israel straightened himself, and sat upon the bed. And Jacob said unto Joseph, God Almighty appeared unto me at Luz
Mm-hmm.
in the land of Canaan, and blessed me, and said unto me, Behold, I will make thee fruitful and multiply thee, and I will make of thee a multitude of people.
A what?
A multitude of people.
Mm-hmm.
And will give this land to thy seed after thee for an everlasting possession.
For a what?
Everlasting possession.
All right. So, what does everlasting mean?
Never ending.
Yes, it means never ending, right? So, like, okay, in this situation, right? So, he said that I will make thee fruitful and multiply thee, and I will make of thee a multitude of people, and will give this land to thy seed after thee for an everlasting possession. What land is he talking about? Sapar.
Salaka, you talking about the land of Israel?
Okay. Yes, he is. But what land is it in this time?
It's the land of Canaan.
Give that brother a hand. Give that brother a hand. Go ahead, Sapar.
And I noticed the word multitude. I know there's a lot of brothers be saying, or Christians be saying, that it was a mixed multitude that left Egypt. It's could you use this for the mixed multitude, saying the majority of leaving?
Well, it was a mix. There were strangers that were mixed in with the children of Israel that left with the children of Israel. But this is the thing. So one of the main arguments that people try and, because they always got a new doctrine out, right? They say that there were strangers that went with the children of Israel into the promised land, which is absolutely not true, right? And we know this because when they went into the promised land, of the people who left out of Egypt, how many people went in that left from Egypt? Anybody know?
None.
Nope, that's wrong. Who that left out of Egypt with Moses made it to the promised land?
Oh,
Go ahead.
Children.
They didn't leave out of Egypt. They were born in the wilderness. Who left out of how many people left out of Egypt with Moses and went into the promised land?
Joshua.
That's one. That's one. It's another one.
Aaron's sons.
Aaron and his son. All right. So if there were strangers that left out of them with Egypt when they left out of Egypt, and the only people that left with that left with Moses and made it to the promised land were Joshua, Aaron, and his sons, does that mean the strangers made it into the promised land? You got your answer. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, a mixed multitude left, but only the children of Israel, you know what I'm saying, the offspring of the children of Israel walked into the promised land.
So this multitude don't have nothing to do with the mixed multitude scripture.
No.
All right,
No, not at all. You understand? So this multitude is talking about the nations that would come out of Jacob's loins. All right, keep reading. Oh, y'all was on here answering. Okay. Yeah. Could I? Yeah, you right. No, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? And Sister Samantha said forever. That is absolutely right. Absolutely right. Okay. All right. Verse 5.
And now thy two sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, which were born unto thee in the land of Egypt, where I came unto thee in Egypt, are mine. As Reuben and Simeon, they shall be mine. And thy issue, which thou begettest after them, shall be thine, and shall be called after the name of their brethren in their inheritance.
Okay, now this is very, very, very important for you to understand, right? So I'm going to pose a question. Why is Jacob telling Joseph that his two sons that were born to him in Egypt shall be mine? And they will, as if Reuben and Simeon, to gain an inheritance, and the sons that you have after them shall be yours. Why is he saying that to Joseph? So essentially, he's saying that his sons will be his sons instead of his son. And the sons that he will have after them, those will be his sons. Why is he saying that? You want to give it a shot, Malaki? Read it again. Start at verse 5. Read it again.
And now thy two sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, which were born unto thee in the land of Egypt, before I came unto thee into Egypt, are mine. As Reuben and Simeon, they shall be mine. And thy issue, which thou begettest after them, shall be thine, and shall be called after the name of their brethren in their inheritance.
And he said, and his son shall be called after his brothers in the inheritance. Okay, let me I'll give y'all a hint. It's a little further down. Drop down, read verse 11. We're gonna go back up to 7, but read verse 11. That's y'all hint.
And Israel said unto Joseph, I had not thought to see thy face, and lo, God hath shewed me also thy seed.
Why is he saying that to Joseph?
Because he thought Joseph passed on, and
he thought he was dead, right?
Right. He thought he was dead, and to see him alive and to see his sons is like putting him in the place of Reuben, which was the firstborn son.
No, Judah took the spot of Reuben, the firstborn.
Right.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Some people online, they got some answers. Let's see what they saying. They say, Sister Man say they will come from the Most High. So now your kids will have the blessing. No, that ain't it. That ain't it. Let's see. Yaquana said they were a part of the 12 tribes. No, I mean, Ephraim and Manasseh, they are the sons of Joseph, which was one of the sons of Jacob, but they are usurped and put in Joseph's. I'm about to give the answer. Okay. So in verse what was 11, he said, I had not thought to see thy face, and lo, God has showed me thy seed. And you said because he thought that Joseph was dead. Correct? All right. So, and nephew, you know this answer. How old was Joseph when he left?
He was 13.
He was how old?
13.
He was 13 years old. He was a child, right?
Wait, it's like he was 17.
He was 17, still a child, right? Okay. And they didn't see him until how old?
30.
30, right? So for the most developmental time in his life as a child to an adult, he spent his time where?
In slavery.
Not only in slavery, but where?
Away from his father.
But where?
In Egypt.
In Egypt, right? But he continued to serve the Lord, and the Lord rose him up where?
In Egypt.
In Egypt. To where? What position did he have in Egypt?
He was second in command under Pharaoh.
So basically, Joseph got his lot of an inheritance from the Lord in Egypt. And since he wasn't raised in his father's house, he took his two sons that basically it was a swap. His sons was his age. So he grafted them in his loins as a double portion for his son Joseph. You understand? Because Joseph, though he is his father's son, he wasn't raised totally in his father's house. So he already was wealthy in Egypt and got his portion for the Lord. So his inheritance is grafted to his sons. So this is what's happening. This is why he's saying that your sons are mine. And the ones that come after these are yours. Go ahead.
So it's like the Lord is blessing Jacob for the lost time he had with Joseph.
Right. Well, not necessarily. He's not. He's actually. We getting ahead of ourselves. We're gonna start back at verse 7. Or we stop at? You stopped at? Yeah, we stopped at verse 7, and then when we get to 14, I'm gonna break it completely down. All right. Start at verse 7. Go ahead.
So would it be like, because Joseph didn't receive his inheritance when he was in his house, his inheritance that he was supposed to get would go to his sons instead?
Exactly. Because the portion that he received came from the Lord. You understand? So Joseph had no need for his inheritance at all. You understand? Like all the wealth that he had, like put it like this. Every time we've gone into a strange land, the Lord has given us exceeding wealth and riches from where we came from previously, and we grow in wealth. You understand? Joseph had no need. Like Joseph, he was the second under Pharaoh. You understand? Like his life was set forever at that point. You understand? But his sons needed to, because they were born in Egypt, they had to grow up to learn their culture. Joseph knew his culture, But just like, you know, when you have a wife that's not of your people, you know, your kids might be a little confused. So that's why Jacob is like, these two are mine. And the ones you have after these are yours. Because they have to learn and understand their culture. Keep reading.
And as for me, when I came from Padan,
Look, and okay, we got some answers. All right, so Samantha says he was done so wrong that he was given more. Uh, okay, this brother says sorry. So said I wouldn't say he was done wrong, so he was given more. So in the previous classes, remember, one of the things that we talked about was the person that is prepared for leadership will always go through the worst hell. You understand? That's why we started off with Isaiah 48, 9, and we read the 14. You understand? Heavy is the head that wears the crown. The Lord prepared Joseph at 17 and told him that his father and his brothers was going to bow down before him. Right? But in order for that to happen, you can't be a prideful king. You understand? You have to be humbled. You have to know what it is to go without. You have to know what it is. How can you rule over people at the bottom and you've never been to the bottom? How can you rule over people that's in a serving class and you've never been a servant? How can you rule over people and sentence people to prison and you've never experienced jail time? You understand? So he put how can you rule over people that have been falsely accused and you've never been falsely accused? You have to be able to have wisdom to discern in these matters. You have to have the wisdom what Solomon would eventually have. You know, when the parable, when he had the two women, both of them had a child, and one woman she smothered her child at night and killed her child and tried to swap her baby with the other woman's baby. You understand? And they fighting over the baby, talking about that's my baby that's alive. No, that's my baby. No, that's my baby. And Solomon, his wisdom was like, okay, give me a sword. Let's cut the baby in half. Give one half to one woman and the other half to the other one. And the woman whose child it was said, no, let her have the child. And the other one was like, yeah, cut the baby in half. And he was like, give the child to this one because surely a woman that loves her child would never want to see her child die. But the only way that you can have that type of wisdom, you have to go through things. And we know that Solomon went through a lot of things because of the book of Ecclesiastes. You remember he said, all is vanity. You understand? So in order to know these things, you have to go through these things in order to be able to rule over these things. So when you say he was done wrong, so he was given more, I wouldn't say that. I would say that his sacrifice was greater, so he was given a bigger allotment so he can be a greater steward to help his family live and survive, to carry out the vision that the Lord gave him. I hope that clarified it. All right. Read where you were, nephew.
and as for me, when I came from Padan, Rachel died by me in the land of Canaan, in the way, when yet there was but a little way to come unto Ephrath. And I buried her there in the way of Ephrath. The same is in Bethlehem. And Israel beheld Joseph's sons, and said, who are these? And Joseph said unto his father, they are my sons, whom God hath given me in this place.
Say that one more time.
Whom God had given me in this place. And he said, bring them, I pray thee, unto me, and I will bless them.
And he will do what?
Bless them.
And he will do what?
Bless them.
Keep reading.
Now the eyes of Israel were dim for age.
Now, does this sound familiar? Go ahead. So let me see if you're gonna be able to pick up on it.
That's the same thing that Isaac did with Jacob and Esau.
It's about to be almost what and what, right? So we got two boys, right? And what was the read the first part of verse 10, nephew?
Now the eyes of Israel were dim.
Now what how was Isaac's eyes?
Slacker. So they just say it was a hairy situation.
Right, you know what I'm saying? His eyes, his father was almost blind too.
Right.
So it's like almost as if Jacob is literally going through the same situation that his father went through with Ephraim and Manasseh. All right, keep reading.
So that he could not see.
Mm-hmm.
Then he brought them near unto him,
Mm-hmm.
and he kissed them and embraced them. And Israel said unto Joseph, I had not thought to see thy face,
Mm-hmm.
and lo, God hath shewed me also thy seed.
Mm-hmm.
And Joseph brought them out from between his knees, and he bowed himself.
So that should let you know they boys, right? He said he brought them out from between his knees. So, you know, if y'all got kids and they holding on to your legs and they around your knees, you know that they're young children. All right, keep reading.
And he bowed himself with his face to the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And Joseph took them both, Ephraim in his right hand toward Israel's left hand, and Manasseh in his left hand toward Israel's right hand,
Mm-hmm.
and brought them near unto him. And Israel stretched out his right hand and laid it upon Ephraim's head, who was the younger, and his left hand upon Manasseh's head, guiding his hands willingly, for Manasseh was the firstborn.
Now, what's happening right here? Read it one more time. Read verse 14 one more time.
And Israel stretched out his right hand and laid it upon Ephraim's head, who was the younger, and his left hand upon Manasseh's head, guiding his hands willingly, for Manasseh was the firstborn.
What is the significance of the right hand and of the left hand? So Jacob put his right hand on Ephraim, the younger, and he put his left hand on Manasseh, the firstborn. What is the significance in blessing of the right hand and the left hand? I'll give you a hint. What hand of the Father does Christ sit on?
Right.
And what is Christ in creation?
So like he's the right hand of the Most High?
No. What is Christ in creation? We already said, we established that Christ sits on the right hand of the Father.
Right.
What is what is Christ in creation?
The Word.
Let me see. Somebody put on here. This man, she said the right hand man, he goes first. Christ is the firstborn in creation. Okay, so the right represents power in blessing. So in society, you know, the right-handed people are more dominant than left-handed people, right? So to sit on the right-hand side of a king is a position of power. So in blessing, if someone is putting their right hand on someone to bless someone and the left hand on someone to bless someone, the person on the right-hand side normally gets the larger portion of the blessing. Okay? So I need you to pay attention to this. Keep reading.
And he blessed Joseph and said, God, before whom my fathers Abraham and Isaac did walk, the God which fed me all my life long unto this day, the angel which redeemed me from all evil, bless the lads.
Hold on, let's back this up. Read verse 15 again.
And he blessed Joseph and said, God before whom my fathers Abraham and Isaac did walk, the God which fed me all my life longer to this day.
You know what I'm saying? So, first part of your blessing, right, is a guarantee that no matter what happens, you're going to eat. May not be what you want, but you're going to eat so that you don't die. You understand? Second part, keep reading.
The angel which redeemed me from all evil.
That did what?
Redeemed me from all evil.
You understand? That is so that you're always protected. How many of y'all have gotten into car accidents and know that you don't know how you made it out that car accident? You understand? Like you step out that car and you look back at that car and you be like, ain't no way. You understand? Or you go out, you understand? I can only speak for myself, you know, and it's a huge shootout at the club. You know what I'm saying? Cars getting struck right next to you. You understand? Or, you know what I'm saying? You go out, you know, you have a good old time and you driving home and the line's doing this as you driving. You understand? You don't know how. It's like the car driving itself. You don't know how you getting home. You know what I'm saying? And then you pass out and then you wake up in the car parked in the driveway. You don't even remember pulling in the driveway. Jesus took the wheel, literally. You know what I'm saying? This is the Lord redeeming you from evil, because many are called, but few are chosen. You only gonna get so many instances where Lord gonna be like, look, chill out, chill out, chill out. You know what I'm saying? And after a while, the Lord gonna get tired of talking. He just gonna take his hand up off of you. What's gonna happen? You're gonna die. But when you walk in your what did I say earlier? When you walk in your character, in your designed character, you understand? With Joseph, the angel which redeems you from all evil will protect you. But you have to walk in your designed character. Like, you want to be a supporting actor and a supporting actress, but the Lord has set the stage for you to be the protagonist, to be the main character. You are the underdog in the story that everybody hates, and somehow in the end you're going to pull out, and everybody in the movie they're going to be like, ah! The crowd going to go wild. Because the story is going to end crazy. It's going to end insane. They're going to be like, man, I didn't see this coming. But everybody didn't have the script. You feel me? Keep reading. You at the beginning of verse 16.
The angel which redeemed me from all evil. Mm-hmm. Bless the lads.
Do what?
Bless the lads.
Did he say bless Joseph?
Bless the lads.
He said bless the lads. So at this point, he added his covenant that was given to him by the Lord onto his sons and grafted his sons in as his own, as if they came out of his loins. He didn't say bless Joseph because Joseph was already blessed by the Lord. His portion came from the Lord. So he added the covenant of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob onto his sons and brought them into his loins. Keep reading.
And let my name be named on them.
Say that one more time.
And let my name be named on them.
You understand? He said, and let my name, the name of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, be on them. It wasn't going to be Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and them Joseph boys. No, it's going to be Abraham, Isaac, them Jacob's boys. Keep reading.
In the name of my fathers Abraham and Isaac, and let them grow into a multitude in the midst of the earth.
You understand? Keep reading. Verse 17.
And when Joseph saw that his father laid his right hand upon the hand of Ephraim, it displeased him.
It what?
Displeased him.
It what?
Displeased him.
Keep reading.
And he held up his father's hand to remove it from Ephraim's head unto Manasseh's head.
Why was Joseph displeased that his father's right hand was on Ephraim's and not Manasseh's head?
Because Ephraim wasn't the firstborn.
Okay. Now, in reference to the blessing that was just given, what does that mean?
That Ephraim will be greater than Manasseh.
Give that brother a hand. You know what I'm saying? Now, before we read it, I'm gonna see where y'all spiritual inclination is. Did Joseph do this like on some, well, I was the second born, you know what I'm saying? Isaac was the second born. I'm just gonna keep it going. Was he doing it on that, or was he doing it on some other, or for some other reason? Go ahead.
Going back to verse 11,
Mm-hmm.
when it says, God hath shewed me also thy seed.
Say that one more time.
God hath shewed me also thy seed.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
When you drop down to verse 14, when it says, Israel wittingly put his left hand on Manasseh's head,
Mm-hmm.
wittingly also means like he did it on purpose. So I'm assuming that.
Well, how could he do it on purpose if he's blind?
The Lord.
Get that brother a hand. Get that brother a hand. You understand? So this wasn't Jacob's will, because Jacob was blind. You understand? Like, he just knew that his two grandsons, right? He hugged them. He didn't know. Joseph didn't say, okay, Pop, here's Ephraim, here's Manasseh. You understand? He just stretched out his hand, you understand, under the discernment of the Lord, right? And we're about to read that right now. Go ahead.
And Jacob said unto his father, Not so, my father, for this is the firstborn. Put thy right hand upon his head.
Mm-hmm.
And his father refused, and said, I know it, my son.
Mm-hmm.
I know it. He also shall become a people, and he also shall be great. But truly his younger brother shall be greater than he,
Mm-hmm.
and his seed shall become a multitude of nations.
You understand? So it's always in God's ordained will. That's why I had you read that scripture, that many are called, but few are chosen. And we know throughout the history of Israel, Ephraim became a great nation. Because when the house split, when the nation of Israel split, it was the house of Judah, southern kingdom, and the house of Israel, which was also known as what?
Northern kingdom.
But they were also known as what?
Samaritans.
No. The house of Israel, just like the southern kingdom was known as Judah, what was the northern kingdom also known as?
Israel.
No. Like I literally gave y'all the answer. The answer is in what we've been talking about.
Ephraim.
What you say?
Ephraim.
Get that brother hand. Like, I need y'all to know y'all history, man. So when the nation of Israel split, when Solomon fell by serving these other gods, because he took on these wives from these heathen nations, They called him the servant of the God. The Lord said, I'm not going to take the kingdom from you because of the promise that I made to your father. I'm going to take it from your son. And when he took it from his son, the nation was split to sunder unto two. And it was split to it was split in the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom. The southern kingdom was known as the house of Judah or southern kingdom. The northern kingdom was known as the house of Israel or Ephraim. Right? So Ephraim himself became a king of the northern tribes. He was the more popular one. He became a great amongst our nation. Okay? Keep reading.
And he blessed them that day, saying, In thee shall Israel bless, saying, God make thee as Ephraim and as Manasseh. And he set Ephraim before Manasseh.
Mm-hmm.
And Israel said unto Joseph, Behold, I die, but God shall be with you, and bring you again unto the land of your fathers.
Mm-hmm.
Moreover, I have given thee one portion above thy brethren, which I took out of the hand of the Amorite with my sword and with my bow.
You understand? So that was the blessing, right? That Joseph got. He gave Joseph an extra portion more than his brothers because he took his portion and gave it to his sons. Because the Lord was Joseph's portion, right? So in this famine, right? The thing that you have to understand is in order to survive this famine, the Lord has to be your portion. You got to be in Psalms 1. You got to meditate on the law of the Lord day and night. It has to be your delight because it will be the only light that will be your salvation in this darkness. You understand? That is the only thing that kept Joseph when he got kidnapped, when he was sold into slavery, when he was falsely accused of rape, when he was thrown into prison, and that allowed him to be rose up to second in a strange land to not only save himself, but to save his family. And the Lord restored him and made not only himself whole, but his entire family whole and even exceedingly more wealthy. You have to be willing to go through hell for your nation to survive, for your children to survive. You have to be willing to sacrifice your entire life so your great, great, great grandchildren, who you will never see, will live like princes and princesses. That is the mindset that you have to have. That is a sacrifice that Christ made 2,000 years ago for you that was not even born yet. That's the type of gumption and grit and tenacity that you have to have. It's about brotherhood and sisterhood. What is the first commandment?
Fear the Lord.
Fear the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy mind, and with all thy soul. What is the second commandment?
Love thy brother as you love thyself.
You understand? The second is likened unto it, to love thy brother as thyself. And you can hang all the laws and all the commandments on this. If you are not willing to risk your life for a brother or a sister who gets on your nerves that you see every day, or that random person that be out here asking us for food or for clothing from the school that you feel that annoy you, that you see every day and you treat them like crap, but you say the Lord who you don't see, you're a liar. And the truth is not in you. You can't hate your brother or your sister whom you see every day, but say you love the Lord who you don't see. Go ahead.
It's like so I've been meaning actually what is exactly is like when you say like hate, like let's say if you don't deal with someone, is that the same category as hate?
Okay, let's start with hate. How is hate defined?
Hate is
Look it up. How is hate defined? What is the definition of hate? I want the designer fan got a definition of hate in here. That would be interesting. I never looked that up in here before.
it got it says a hate, feel intense or passionate dislike for someone.
Mm-hmm.
It's a greatly dislike, uh, detest, despise, uh, feel hostile towards, repelled by, revolted by, regarded with disgust, not able to bear, stand, be unable to stomach.
Man, it sound like how some of y'all treat y'all brothers and sisters when they walk past y'all in the street.
Right. Loathe and detest.
All right, now ask your question again. Okay, yeah. See, look, people driving in here. People driving in here. They say a passionate dislike for someone or something. You know what I'm saying? Intense. All right. Now, ask your question.
And my question was like, is it still hate if you know someone and you don't really deal with them? Like, would that be considered
So
to be
are you saying like you know someone's character and you choose not to deal with them?
Cause like something similar to that. Like if you know this, you like I say you gave this brother or sister chance after chance, but they always did something, and you forgave them, and you reached the point like, you know what, I'm not dealing with you no more.
But that's not hate. That's tough love, right?
Right.
Hate is someone that is in a compromised position and you know that they have no means to help themselves and they reach out and ask you for help and you strike them instead. That's hate.
Okay, so like let's say if you don't like the brother, but if the brother asks you for some help or the sister asks you for some help and you do it, and that's it. So that's not hate.
I got the perfect scripture for you. I got the perfect scripture for you. Give me nah, that ain't it. It's in Proverbs. Give me Proverbs 25 and 21.
And on comes the book of Proverbs, chapter 25 and verse 21.
You're gonna read the 23.
And on come. If thy enemy be hungry, give him bread to eat.
Say it one more time.
If thy enemy be hungry, give him bread to eat.
Now we have a food program 3 days a week here in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge in the Houston campus and location. All right, we have a food program 3 times a week. I'm gonna ask you a question. Well, I think you've done it a couple of times. I'm lucky you've done it a couple of times. If our enemy, say an oppressor, an Edomite or a so-called white man comes up and asks us to have some of the food, do we not give it to him? We do what? Say it on the mic.
We get the food.
Why?
Because as the Bible says, if thine enemy be hungry, give him food.
Okay, it's gonna go further in depth. Keep reading.
Son will come. And if he be thirsty, give him water to drink.
And if he's thirsty, and we be at camp, the Edomites be coming up, you know what I'm saying? Like, excuse me, brothers, you know, it's hot as hell out here. It's very interesting that you're saying that. You know what I'm saying? Could I bother you for some water? Do we give them water?
In my experience, that's never happened, sir.
Oh, it's definitely happened in my experience. You know what I'm saying? It's even been it's even on video, Captain Yathazar. You know what I'm saying? And when they come and ask you about the Israelite School versus practical knowledge, and they ask you, do we practice or exercise hate? You understand? What are you gonna say? No, they gave me water
And a peanut butter and jelly.
and a peanut butter and jelly. You understand? Of course, they didn't kiss boots before, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? Keep reading.
Son will come, verse 22. For thou shalt heap coals of fire upon his head.
It says that you shall do what?
For thou shalt heap coals of fire upon his head.
What does it mean to heap coals of hot fire on their head? You giving your enemy food and water. Why is that like reaping coals of hot fire upon their head?
Because so like if it's your enemy and they know that you're enemies, and for you to show this act of kindness, that's eat at their psyche.
It's like a computer having a meltdown because they know they have extreme loathing and dislike and disdain for you, and they know that you know that they know that you know how much they hate you.
Right.
And you have willingly gave them food and water. You understand? That will hurt them and humble them and bruise them more than any punch that you can do to black they eye. The fact that they have to come to you, the person that they hated, the person that they tried to sabotage, the person they tried to kick while they was down, the person they tried to make sure that they never got up again, that they had to come to this person that is now in a position of power, in a position of resource, and ask for a source to not only feed and nourish themselves, but possibly their family too. That's a bruise to an ego, bro, that they will remember for the rest of their life. That's why the scripture says, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. The Lord will do a thing that you will like, brother, let me tell you something. I always tell this story about me being done wrong on this job that I was a project manager for this construction company when I first came into the truth, and they did me wrong. The dude that was the superintendent that I was working up under, that I was hired a contractor to work up under, he was embezzling money from the company that sent him out here from Vegas. And because the company from Vegas didn't know how deep the rabbit hole went, they came here, they paid everybody what they owed him, but they fired everyone that same day. They paid them what they owed them, but they fired everybody. We hadn't been paid for 2 months. You understand? So all that money that was given to me, it was already gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was already facing eviction, car about to be repoed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was in a very vicarious position. You know what I'm saying? And I walked out of that office. I didn't go off on the dude because, he just doing his job. I walked on the side of that retention pond that was right next to the construction site. I faced east, and I asked the Lord to open up the windows of heaven and rained down on that construction site and shut it down. I went back. I just happened to be driving in the area 3 years later, you understand, to see, you know, what became of the construction site. When I pulled up, it was in the same condition that I left it in. It hadn't even been constructed. And then the dude that pulled up, that let everybody go, that ended up taking my position there, he was scrambling and scraping, and the president of the water and wastewater management for Brazoria County, white boy, was out there telling them, if you don't have framework up by the end of the day, not only am I firing you, but I'm going to take up your whole company on litigation, and you're going to have $1 million lawsuit. You understand? So the Lord can do way more to someone than you throwing a measly punch, an uppercut, or pulling a gun could ever do. See, you can only hurt the flesh. The Lord can take a sword and pierce past the flesh through bone all the way down to the spirit. The Lord breaks spirits out. You know what I'm saying? Because someone can die in their pride, but you can't outbox someone that breaks spirits, because a spirit lives forever. When you die, the spirit lives forever. Your soul lives forever. The Lord can kill you, bring you back, to drown you, to bring you back, to die of suffocation, to bring you back, to shoot you, to bring you back, to burn you to death, to bring you back, to die in a hurricane, to bring you back, to die over and over and over and over. You know what I'm saying? To bring you back to have herpes for the rest of your life. To bring you back, you know what I'm saying, to be a quadriplegic. I mean, over and over and over again. You can't your hands is too short to box God, bro. You don't got the reach. His jab is deadly. He don't even got to hit you with a 2 or uppercut or a body shot. He can kill you with a 1, with a jab. This is why he say, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Stay honorable at all times. You understand? Now, that's not telling you to be a pillow to get punched on, because the Lord is a man of war now. We're not cowards around here at all. You understand? But the one thing that you need to know is you have a supernatural power that when somebody, that is why General Muhammad always says, Lord be with you. You understand? Like whenever somebody like that sounds like that's like a saying that our grandmothers used to say. Ooh, Lord have mercy. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Or bless your sweetheart. That sounds like something nice to somebody outside our culture that don't know what that means. You know what I'm saying? If your grandmother say bless your sweetheart, or you hear your mother say that, that's not a compliment. When you hear General Muhammad say, Lord be with him, that's not a compliment. That's essentially him saying, I know what's about to happen to him. Lord be with him. I hate to be in your shoes. That's another way of saying that. So when somebody curse you, you understand? Just say, Lord be with you. Because I know he's with me. And what you just tried to put on me is probably going to be back on you double, probably by the time you hit your car. Have a safe drive home. I used to say that all the time. Be safe on the way home. Or what Jay Prince say? bad news gonna beat you home. So it's the mindset you gotta have at all times. You gotta know your power. You understand? You don't gotta express outward vitriol towards someone. The scripture says, if your enemy is hungry, feed them. If they're thirsty, give them drink. You understand? Why? Does anybody know why? Now, this question that I'm asking is not for a stranger or another nation. Now I'm talking about someone in your nation. Why? Either one. You go first and then you go, Malaki.
Salakia, because it all comes back to the first commandment.
Yeah. Yes, it does come back to the first commandment. But if I say the answer, that's gonna give away the answer. What you about to say, Malaki?
Well, I would have said the second commandment, because thy enemy can also be your brother.
Say that one more time.
Because thine enemy can also be your brother.
Right.
That look, it's right there. It's right there behind y'all. Brotherhood is a weapon. It's the second commandment. Right. You understand? To love thy brother as thyself. If you were in that position, you would want someone to have the same mercy upon you. A lot of things that I do, I don't do it a lot of times because I want to do it. You know what I'm saying? I do it because if I was in that position or if my family was in that position, I would want somebody to do it for me and my family. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have that mindset, it'll keep you out of a lot of bull. It'll keep you, it'll have more blessings in your life than curses, I promise you. If when you deal with your brother and your brother asks you or your sister asks you for a favor or to help them with something, and you have that mindset, even when you're tired, even when you annoyed, even when you didn't have a bad day, even if that person keep coming to you for help, and you just OD'd on helping this person, you know what I'm saying? It might be some like think of an elderly person that in this day and age that was born in the 50s and the 40s that got an iPhone. You know how annoyed they are with an iPhone and trying to figure out, well, how do you FaceTime? What is FaceTime? How do you so you can send a picture and a message? What are emojis? What is a meme? So you telling me I can talk and what I say, it'll type it? How do I do that? Well, grandma, you just talk in the phone and it type for you. I mean, but I'm talking and it's not typing. That's the type of patience that you got to have with somebody that you don't like. Because the Lord has that patience with you. And he has every right not to like you, but he loves you because he's your child. Well, I'm sorry, you're his child. There's a lot of times and a lot of things that you did where the Lord did not like you. Because you were foul, you were disgusting. You were everything but a child of God. But he had patience with you. When you called on him and you needed help, even though you didn't do what he asked you to do, like clean up the room, wash the dishes, vacuum, fold your clothes, go cut the yard, you know what I'm saying? Brush your teeth, clean the bathtub. You ain't do none of the chores that the Lord asked you to do, but you asked him for new shoes for school. He showed up. You asked him to get you out of this jam with the police that pulled you over, he showed up. You needed money so you could pay tuition so you could go to school. He showed up. You understand? You went out clubbing and you spent too much money at the bar and you knew your rent was due. He showed up. You was facing eviction. He showed up. You was getting robbed and a gun was in your face. The gun jammed. He showed up. You was driving home drunk and you wrapped your drunk behind around a tree. The car's totaled. It looked like the Hulk did a Hulk smash on the car, but somehow you walked out. He showed up when you called it. Even though he did not like you. Children do a lot of things that their parents don't like. But because they love you, they take on the burden of suffering you. He's just asking you to do the same thing to your siblings. So have the same reverence for your brother as the father who can kill you. That'll save your life. It saves Joseph's brothers' lives. His brothers' wives' lives. It saved Joseph's brothers' children's lives. It allowed Joseph to see his father before he died. And allowed his children to live a culture from his life. You got to be willing to sacrifice. It's the only way you're going to survive a famine. Brotherhood. This whole book, every story that we're going to read of our history is about brotherhood and lack of brotherhood. Fearing God and not fearing God. Currently, right now, we live in a time where there is no brotherhood, no sisterhood, and nobody fears God. So it's a lot of dying right now. It's a lot of crying right now. It's a lot of pain right now. And the only way that we're going to survive is if we turn to our culture so we can save our life. Anybody got any questions before we get up out of here? Anybody need a breakdown? I think I had a question on here somewhere. Okay, this person asks, this person named Golden, do you believe in reincarnation? Yes, it's reincarnation all throughout the Bible. It's everywhere in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? John the Baptist was Elias. You know what I'm saying? You know, so I mean, when you die, you know what I'm saying, you come back. I mean, it's all throughout the Bible. You know what I'm saying? The heaven, it says the place of judgment where the righteous and the wicked are under the sun. What's under the sun? The earth. When you die, you go before the Most High. You understand? They run back what you did right, what you didn't right, and you sit back to serve out your blessings or your punishments right here. Heaven and hell is under the sun. And I don't know about you, I'm not trying to go 30 years of not knowing who I am and living my culture going through hell. Not trying to live 30 years of hell before I just find out how to serve God so I can start making a way towards heaven. Trying to be born into it next time. So I'm working on building it. Because in my Father's house are many mansions. Now I don't know about you. I want the Lord to make a place. I got my vision. Because He said, whatever you think it is, He can do way greater. You know, I already told y'all I want mine to be all jade and gold. Like everything jade and gold. The table, jade, legs gold. You know what I'm saying? The countertops for the sink, jade, faucets gold. You know what I'm saying? Gold toothbrush. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to have jade hairbrush with little gold, little everything jade and gold. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna have my little sigil in it. It's gonna have my little signature for House of Tazadak in it at the end of the spoon. You know what I'm saying? Everything gonna be jade and gold. You know what I'm saying? They gonna call me the Jade Lord. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So, but in order to do that, we gotta sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? So I'm willing to sacrifice my life for Malachia's grandkids that I'll never see. You know what I'm saying? I'll be long gone when you having your great grandkids. I'll be gone. You know what I'm saying? You might get to see them. I won't. You feel me? But that's a sacrifice that I'm doing this for. You know what I'm saying? And for my great grandchildren that I'll never see. That's what I'm doing this for. And if you don't have that mindset, you have a selfish mentality and you lack brotherhood and you don't fear God because you think all you have is what you have in front of you in your apartment, your house, your car. You think that that's it, and it's not. It's so much more. All right. And with that, we're going to say Amajium, which means to stand. Sor, which means to turn. We are going to face the east. We are going to do the Lord's Prayer, first in Hebrew, then in English. Repeat after me. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Taba'ah, Ratazayaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kowa, Hayah, Bashemayim, Nathunlanawa, Lacham, Call, Yawam, Wasalak Nawa, Kabawath Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kabawat Nawa, Wala'ah, Tabi Nawa, Banasaya 1, Abal, Hawashai Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Lakab, Hamalakwa, Waha Allah, Wahata Para, La Awalumium, Aman, in the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever, so be it. Sar, turn the face to front. We'll give a courtesy salute to the brothers and to the sisters. Been a visual. Biden Shabbat. Majid. Rock. Yahweh Shimi How Shah Brakatah. Yad Matah. Sar. Turn the face sister. Been a visual. Biden Shabbat. Majid. Rock. Yahweh Shemar Thah Ba Shimi How Shah. Yad Matah. Dismiss. The water, brother. The water. The water. That's right, sis. That's right.